Right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Socialbakers Performance Optimization webinar. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. I am Minal Sisodia from the education team, and I'd like to start off by thanking you all for joining today's session. We're all very excited with the new launch of our predictive analysis solutions that are here to help you increase the effectiveness of your Facebook content and get more value out of your advertising budgets. If you have any questions during the session, feel free to type them into the questions section, and we will have a Q&A at the end of this webinar. And this session should last approximately 1 hour. So, let's kickstart off this webinar with something that we all know. I think it's fair to say that Facebook is the king of social platforms, with the largest active user base and consequently the highest ad spend from brands eager to reach new and existing customers. And it comes as no surprise that content forms the bedrock of Facebook. Every brand creates content, measures content, redrafts the content, and they all want it to be effective. That's the same whether their aim is spreading the message as far as possible, increasing the audience size, or engaging and cultivating existing audiences. Brands are spending more than ever before on Facebook, up to $17 billion in 2015. There are teams devoted to content planning and creation. They're given a budget for advertising and promotion with a mission to deliver their message in an effective way across the relevant social channels and want to see that this is being done effectively. We've been working with over 2,500 clients, including several dozen of the Fortune Global 500. And what we've seen is that brands, even some of the world's most iconic and successful brands, have a huge content problem. And because Facebook is a unique animal, every touch point you have with a prospective or an existing customer, it's almost like introducing yourself for the first time, because your audience will react immediately and amplify your message, whether it's good or bad, by 10 or 100-fold. So you have to be sure that the content you're creating and putting budget behind will be impactful, it will represent your brand well, and support you in carrying out your objectives. Putting out bad content is also quite expensive, and it's something that just happens. I guess it's just part of the business. However, after analyzing over 400,000 Facebook posts within our database from brand pages, we have come up with some really interesting findings. Bad content generates 100% more cost per click than good performing content. Bad content is also 20% more expensive on cost per impressions. Bad content has 4 times more negative feedback. So not only is it more expensive per click, per impression, it also has way more negative feedback. So it can actually cause damage to your brand's reputation. So it's extremely important to know the definition of good and what is not so good. Another point is that there is 2.3 times fewer interactions with the same reach on bad content. And it's also 7 times less viral than good performing content. So before we introduce some of the solutions around this, what I want to do, I want to introduce Adam. Adam is the social media manager at Socialbakers, and his role includes publishing and managing hundreds of posts each month. He also has to make sure every dollar spent in social is well justified. He also needs to track and provide monthly reports to the management team and various stakeholders within the organization. So he has quite a bit on his plate. And to do this well, he's continually having to ask the following questions. What is the definition of good content? And it's difficult to just assume that your content is going to be good. How do you know that it's going to resonate with your audience? How do you know that the audience will enjoy it, react with it, and do whatever the objective is set out to be? What is the best possible way to deliver the message? So how do you test it? How do you understand it's going to be a performing piece of content? When is the best time to publish? With Facebook and the newsfeed and just how fast it is and how we as users just kind of scroll through with the newsfeed, it's really difficult to understand when it's the best time that the audience will have the maximum visibility. And so with that, how do you invest in the best performing content? Regardless of whatever content you create and think is the best, it just might not be. And that's just the nature of the beast. that there is poor performing content out there. How does the social performance and investment look in relation to your ROI? How much money did you spend? And how effective was that spend? And how do you communicate that to the rest of the organization? So, with so much to do and so many challenges, Adam wants a tool that provides actionable insights so that he can really maximize performance and measure ROI from his social media efforts. And today, I'm excited to tell you that we've developed a solution that touches on every aspect of those challenges. We've created a solution called performance optimization, which helps to get more value from your budget on Facebook, to post and spend smarter, and maximize your content performance. So the solution can help you to create the right content for your audience by getting inspired from the best performing content on social. So we can help you to understand what good content looks like, for example, around Easter or Halloween, and help you to understand how it generates interactions and what makes it interesting for the people that are seeing it. The solution can help you to publish this content now at the right time to maximize reach and engagement. So we can recommend extremely visible timeframes. It can help you to understand what content is the best performing content or the worst performing content. So you are spending money on the right content and helping your budget go further. And finally, to bring that all back around, the solution can help by allowing you to demonstrate social's impact on your digital KPI. So this workflow comes down to helping you create content that performs well organically, so good content, and then focusing on it while minimizing the impact of content that performs poorly, what we're calling bad content. So with that in mind, I want to jump straight into the live demonstration of the tool so you can see how all of this works and comes into play. So here we are. Now, when any brand starts on social, they follow a short and steep learning curve where they move from just posting anything to figuring out by trial and error what is resonating with their audience. They will use the native tools to track the impact, and they make quick and early wins. But this approach will only take you so far. Brands quickly plateau if they continue to operate in isolation, unaware of what the competition is doing, what social stars performers are posting, which subjects matter to your audience, how different content types like video, images, offer, humor, etc. work. And this is where the core Socialbakers portfolio has come in. So with the core aspect, we provide immediate access to performance information so you can keep an eye on content posted by the pages you are tracking and how they're performing in the newsfeed, uncover the paid strategies of your competitors, and see which pieces of content they're putting their budget behind, so understanding what's important to them and how well it's performing with their audiences. That's using our proprietary promoted post detection tool. And our robust listening tool helps you to stay on top of the social buzz and to see what's happening right now on social, so you can always have your finger on the pulse. Now, in the performance optimization solution, which you can access by clicking on Facebook and clicking on performance optimization, we've added even more robust sources of content inspiration. And we put them all together in one single, sort of easy to find place. So if I click into Get Inspired over here, what we have is one of the world's largest database. We've got billions of posts and tweets that we've been tracking over the course of the past 7 years. And so the inspiration section works just like any search function. What we can do is we can type in some keywords and we show you the results in order of the top performing. In terms of our database, just some key figures. I believe we've got almost 8-9 billion posts, and every day we're adding up to 30 to 40 million, or every month, should I say. So it keeps things really fresh and relevant, especially when you're searching things or keywords wrapped around events or things that are happening right now. So let's put this into action. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and type in Queen Elizabeth. And I can go in and select whether I want to search either the Facebook database or the Twitter database. So let's go with Facebook right now. And I can also go in here and select what time range that I want to select. So I'm going to go with the last 30 days and click on search. And as we can see, this pulls up all the content. So one thing to identify that this is currently being sorted by interaction. So within the last 30 days, we can see some of the top performing posts, and we can see that it was the Queen's 90th birthday. We can identify who published this. We can see when it was published and whether it was a promoted post or an organic post. And again, you've got the level of detail for this post over here. Now we can see the total number of results found within the last 30 days as well, and I can start drilling down into some detail. So actually, maybe I want to see who was talking about Queen Elizabeth within the airlines industry, for example. And I can even drill down further by region. I can also drill down by a particular post type. So actually, I want to identify all the video content. So I can select the video content. And I can even sort this news feed by any indicators. So actually, I might be interested in seeing what was the most shareable content. So as you can see, the inspiration section will allow you to understand what is trending right now, what content is resonating with the audience, what content is the audience interacting with, sharing, commenting on. And what's great is we can go ahead and we can favorite any piece of content that might stand out to us. And you'll see how this is then linked to the publishing aspect, which is the next step. So I could scroll through and think, okay, well, this video is quite interesting. Let me go ahead and favorite that. This one's quite interesting too. I want to favorite that and keep it for me to reference back to. So getting inspired by the best performing content on social and consequently improving the kind of content you create for your audience constitutes the first increase to your content performance from performance optimization solution. Now, after you've got creation down, the next thing to consider is timing. So if I go back to our performance optimization section, the next thing is to ensure that we are publishing our content that we want to craft at the right time after we've been inspired. So if I click over here on to the Publish at the Right Time button, what will happen is the Builder platform will open up. And whilst that's loading, as you well know, unlike most or almost any other digital ad channel, the timing of content posted to Facebook is very important, and it has a direct impact on how well the content performs. A display ad or a search term you're paying for will run until the budget is gone, and it doesn't really matter when that ad goes live. Whereas on Facebook, when you post is hugely important. So determining when to post requires for you to understand a number of factors: the audience behavior, the audience competitors, and the industry, and the general noise within the newsfeed. At Socialbakers, because we've got the industry's sort of leading data set, we've been able to put our data scientists to work on creating an algorithm that does just that. We've analyzed millions of touch points from a vast array of social areas and outputs, a simple set of recommendations for you to use. So here I am within Builder, and let's say I want to create a post. So I can create a post, and I can select which page I want to publish to. So here I'm going to use the Socialbakers Facebook page, and I'm going to use this selected profile. I could create my content, so I'm going to say demo of performance optimization, and I want to schedule this post. When is this the best time to post this particular post? So I'm going to go in, and I'm going to try and schedule my post. Now, as you can see, I can go in on the right-hand side and select a day and time that I want to schedule my content. So actually, I want to publish this next Thursday at 9:45. Now, on the left-hand side, we have what we call the prime time element. Now, what prime time does, as I mentioned, is it uses data on your pages from the last 6 months, and it analyzes a range of different touch points to allow us to be able to recommend when is the best time to post or when is the best day and time to post. So in this example, I've selected that I want to post on the 12th of May at 9:45. What our algorithm is doing, or what prime time is doing, is telling me that actually, if I post this at 2:05, this will give me an increase of 6.4% of visibility. And when we talk about visibility, this is referring to your organic reach and impressions. So I could decide to use that recommendation. Or I could use this recommendation, where our algorithm is actually telling us to post on the 10th of May at 2:15. And this will give us an increase of 7.6% of visibility. So now I know, based on the data from the last 6 months, when is the best time to post for me to get the maximum visibility for my content. And I can go ahead and schedule that in. Now, once we've scheduled our content, if I go back over here to the performance optimization element, once we've scheduled our content, what I want to do next is I want to understand how it's performing, and I want to see whether it's worth boosting. So with optimization and kind of the standard process today, how is it that people are selecting what content to boost? And we think that it's a bit of a guessing game sometimes, and a bit of a gamble, where every day people go in and put some money behind content and hope that it's going to be the big winner. Also, boosting every post is not a very thrifty solution, and publishing purely organic does not give you sufficient visibility. So the optimum strategy is to allocate your budget to the content that you know will perform well, which we shortlist for you. So I can go into here now, and I want to optimize what to boost. And I'm going to select the Socialbakers page over here. And what we're presented with when we land into this section is the Focus On section. So what Focus On does is it suggests which posts you should be boosting based on a grading system that we have applied. In terms of the grading system, what we're doing is, again, we're looking at the data from the last 6 months on any page that you've selected. And what we're able to do is provide each organic post that you publish with a grade to show you whether it's better than any other post, whether it's better than 90% of other posts that you've published, which will give it an A grade. A B grade would be better than 75% of other posts, and so on, going all the way down to the D grade. So by reviewing the organic posts in the last 72 hours, we can go in and identify some key posts that we think you should focus on. Now, if I scroll down, we just have another visualization of all the organic posts published in the last 72 hours. You can see the timeline or the age of the posts along the bottom, along with every organic post, as well as the grade that has been provided to that post. Now, what's great about this, so if I click into this A grade post over here, is that I will be able to track how this particular post is evolving over time. The grade will allow me to see whether it's something that's worth boosting, but what we can also see over here is the prediction over time. Now, this is reaching almost 72 hours, but we will be able to see the prediction over time. So what we want you to do here is really maximize your free interactions or that free visibility by giving you an understanding of how many more interactions you're expected to gain on this particular post before you then add the layer of investment to really push it out further. So this allows you to go into that deeper level of detail to really help you to understand when is the best time to boost this post and really see how much we're predicting that this particular post will get organically before you need to put any money behind that particular post. And what's great is you will be able to see the similar level of information for any of your competitors as well. So if, for example, I've noticed that our tool is recommending to focus on this B-graded post, and at the same time I notice that my competitor has got an A-grade post in the newsfeed right now, should I wait until they finish with that post dies down in terms of my competitor's post, and then boost it? Or do I want to compete with that post within the newsfeed right now? So it also provides you with grades for any competitor pages that you might be monitoring. If I scroll down again, we've got a list of all the posts, the organic posts that were published within the last 72 hours with the relevant predicted grades. Now we can see this within analytics, and if I go back over here, I think, okay, that's an interesting post. We're telling you to focus on that post. I could click on Boost right now, and it will direct me straight over into the Builder platform for me to boost this particular post. So again, just give it a second there for it to load up, but we should be directed straight into the boosting element of Builder for me to then decide how much I want to invest in this particular post, who my target audience is going to be, the duration of this boost, and so on. So I could boost that directly from here once I've set up that boosting criteria. And what's great is we can also see what that preview looks like. That's just analyzing content prediction or performance prediction from the analytics tool. We can also identify the grades directly from the Builder platform. So I may have published something a little bit earlier, and I can see over here we've got the sent column for me to see all the content that is being published across my pages. So what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to filter out so I can only see all the content on Facebook, and I only want to see anything that has been given an A, B, A plus, A, and B grade. So I'm going to filter that out so I can review all my content that's been given the grades. And as you can see, here's that post that we recommended to focus on. It's got the blue dot there, but you can also see some of the other posts along with the grades that have been provided for those pages. We will also be able to see the grades for our competitors. So again, in this newsfeed right now, I'm seeing content from Twitter and so on. So I'm just going to go in here and select a couple of Facebook pages to analyze. So I'm just going to click on a couple over here, and I'm going to filter that out. So what we can also see is the grades that are provided for any external page that we might be monitoring within the platform as well. So if I notice that actually there's an A grade post out right now, I mean, this was 1 day ago, but let's say, that's been happening in the last 2 hours, there's an A grade post. Do I want to boost my B grade post now, or again, do I wait until that A grade post, the lifetime of that post, dies down? So from utilizing performance prediction, you are now removing that guesswork out of which content you should be boosting, and being a bit more focused on, okay, this particular post is being graded an A. This is the one that we recommend that you should invest your money into. And it goes back to the other example, is that if you evenly distribute your money across 5 pieces of content, for example, that's probably not the best use of your money. The best use of your money is to invest in content that's doing well. Because if you invest in bad content, remember, you're buying negative feedback. And what is negative feedback? It's damaging your brand's reputation. So it's really important that you are investing in the right content, or the good performing content. And we are now recommending you what that good performing looks like and what you should invest in. Now, if we flick back over then into the final element of performance optimization, which is the track and reporting elements. So, okay, what you've gone ahead and done is being inspired by content. Based on this inspiration, you've generated some content, and we recommended when the best day and time it is to publish. You've published that content, and you've been able to identify what content was good, what content was bad, and able to understand which content to invest in. What you then want to do is prove it. So this section will help you to communicate the impact of social back into the organization. So if I click over here into the track the results, what we have is something called the executive view. And whilst that's loading up there, what the executive view does is it connects up data from your ads account, paid and reach engagement. It connects up Google Analytics account, and then combines all of that information into one single easy to read view. So the executive view is a predefined set of widgets. And what this section will do is allow you to answer questions like, how much money do I get from my Facebook activities? Is the content I promoted actually engaging my audience? So if we take a look here, just at some examples, we can see the number of the amount of money that we invested in our Facebook activities. We can then link that to the level of traffic that we've received from Facebook, and we can see whether there's an increase or decrease. By scrolling down, I'm able to kind of see the sessions by social network over here, so we can see there's a lot from Facebook. If I scroll back to the top, in terms of the traffic, if you had some goals on your website, so a goal could be whether fill out a demo request, or fill out a form, or make a purchase of a product. In the goal completions from Facebook, you'll be able to see the level of completions. So you can really start linking all of these elements together. You'll be able to see how much value Facebook audience was bringing to your business in terms of the goal value as well. So you've got a value here per goal within this little box over here. So you can really tie all of this together. And what's great is this section can be exported out into a PDF, which can then be shared into your organization to really tie everything back in to your digital KPIs. So that is a short demo of the performance optimization, how it works. So what I want to do is I want to flick back over here into the presentation and really summarize kind of what we've kind of seen today. So we'll link it back to Adam now. So after Adam implemented this process, he's noticed that there's a significant increase to his standard overall content performance. So with the inspiration section, he's now been able to solve the content creation problem. So he's been able to get inspired by top performing content from a database of billions of posts and tweets. The next thing he's been able to do is perfect the publishing time to really maximize his organic reach and interactions through the use of our actionable recommendations. He's now able to get more value from his budget with risk-free promotion by being able to quickly identify posts to focus on and to invest in, utilizing performance prediction. And last but not least, he's able to demonstrate social's impact on the digital KPIs and tell the story to the rest of the organization. So that's how it links back to those challenges. And we hope to help you in the same way. So here is how we believe marketers are doing their content strategy today. They have what we call standard performance, where they create some content and they put it online. They then determine which posts they're going to sponsor. So they boost that performance, and this is the overall result of that content strategy. So with us, Socialbakers now helps optimizing your organic content by providing you with a definition of what good content looks like and helping you understand what is resonating with the audience and what is good engagement. So we provide you with that layer. We then provide you with another layer of optimization by telling you when it is the best time to post for the maximum visibility, so your audience can see your content and interact with it. So that's another layer there. So we then tell you which content you should invest in. For example, invest in the A+ or A and B graded posts and stay away from the D graded content. So we add that extra layer there. So with this overall layer of optimization, we see an increase in performance of your content strategy. So with one single solution, you can have endless inspiration for creating new content, perfect your timing for maximum organic reach and interactions, allocate promotion budget for maximum efficiency, and demonstrate the impact on social on digital KPIs. You'll know what to say, when to say it, what to promote, and the impact you're having on the rest of the organization, all with the ease of a full integration in a single solution. And why us? Well, we're basically big data for social. We have the industry's leading social media data set, and we've used it to coin market-leading metrics and develop innovations for our clients that competitors can only dream of. If you're interested to find out more about performance optimization, feel free to contact your account managers. And thank you again for joining us. What I'll do is I'll keep the webinar running, and I'll intend on answering any questions that have come through within the chat section. But again, if there's any other questions after this webinar, feel free to contact your account managers, and they can provide you with that extra layer of insight. Thanks again all. Bye now.